Hello, my name is Tony Balding. Welcome to my video series where I fly from cold Denver, Colorado to hot and humid Costa Rica and Nicaragua, following the La Gira de Costa bikepacking route from bikepacking.com. In this section, I cover days 2, 3, and 4, slick rock, crocodiles, and beautiful empty beaches. On day 2, I started off making a friend as I ate breakfast. Then it was up into the cloud forest. Morning in the cloud forest. Clouds blowing by, termite mounds. The scary part was there was grass growing in the road. And you felt like if you had a mechanical, you might be there for a long time or have a really long walk out. I had a tent, food, water, so I was okay, but still concerning. Eventually I broke free from the jungle, found some pavement, some really steep uphills, went through a rainstorm, never could see the top of that volcano. Just pretty countryside. After a massive rainstorm, intense winds, and I think 2 hours of riding out in the middle of the jungle where there was not a single person, not even a cow. Coming out of the forest, I finally found somebody on the road. The bump on the left of the profile there is Bagaces, where I ate lunch. First, I had to go through some slick rock, some hike-a-bike sections I couldn't have ridden on my full suspension mountain bike, out into some of the prairie, and then it was time to eat lunch as I came into town through some road maintenance. I ate lunch in the cute town of Bagaces in a nice little restaurant, probably the most visually appealing food that I had on the entire trip, and it was truly delicious. Then it was back out into sugarcane fields that they were burning, so only a few times I had to go through the smoke. Lots of irrigation, lots of water everywhere. Nice little river crossing. All the houses right nearby are on stilts, which tells me clearly it floods here. It looks like that has been flooded out. After the bridge, some more sugarcane fields, and finally out into the countryside, and a sign that said Colorado. I finally felt like the day was pretty much done. I found a small hotel and spent the night there. 68 miles, over 5,000 feet of climbing, and almost 7 hours in the saddle. Days 3 and 4 ran together just a little bit, but after breakfast and a generous amount of sunscreen, as with every day, it's out into the heat. Right off the bat, it was out into the country, and there was some burn scar. I'm not sure if this was sugarcane fields that the burning got away from them, or if they're clearing property, but there was some riding up through some more sugarcane where the burning had maybe taken place the day before. More asphalt today than most, and that's the Friendship Bridge in the distance. The first glimpse of some really interesting water and our favorite friends. Oh look, it's another one of our friends. The saltwater crocodile. I'm super excited. Interesting enough, that was the only crocodiles I would see, 4 on that bridge. And then it was off into the country again. More water crossings, interesting bridges, and if you could see the front, you'd see the obvious question of, Mommy, why do I always have to sit up front? I finally stopped for lunch. I think I took almost 2 hours that day. The food was unmemorable but good. The cold, large ice cubes were incredible. And the afternoon was full of stopping for cool liquids during the really hot ride. I arrived in Puerto Viejo and called it a day. The accommodations were really nice. However, there was no owner, no reception, just the lady next door at the soda who gave me a key told me where my room was. They had a swimming pool, nice accommodations, but not a single other person the entire night. I even shut the gate and turned on the mercury vapor light so I could see in the evening to walk back and forth to get my dinner. And that was day 3, almost 7 hours, over 66 miles, and 3,200 feet of climbing. Day 4, hump day. Today would be the shortest day of riding if you consider 50 miles to be short. Lathered up with sunscreen, I rode for an hour or so to the beach of Playa Blanca for breakfast. You can judge, but as pretty and peaceful as the beach was, it didn't quite live up to the name Playa Blanca as much as, say, Destin, Florida would live up to such a name. I had the beach and little restaurant pretty much to myself. I finally touched the beach proper and relaxed for gallo pinto, eggs, coffee, rice, and beans. After breakfast, there was climbing with great views of the blue water coast, steep rocky descents, and stops for drinks with an iguana following the traffic signs in the parking lot. Next up were the monkeys, and what I mainly learned was that my phone is woefully unprepared to take pictures of them. There's like 4 babies in this tree right here that I'm sure you can't see because I'm pointing it basically at the sun. Maybe I'll move up and try again. Oh, they're just hanging out, enjoying the heat of the day. It's the first monkeys I've seen now. I've seen a crazy number of signs saying, don't run over the monkeys. That one's just draping itself over a limb, asleep, I think. Some pavement and a little more touristy area along the beach, and I arrived at Tambor where I ate lunch and would go on some single track around the edge of the peninsula that you can see there. This was the beach where I ate lunch, relaxed for a bit, and then it was off on some actual single track, even a couple of little hike-a-bike ups and downs here and there. The trail was beautiful. It would go to single track and then out on little pieces of beach you could ride on, back to single track. It was really pretty. Somewhere on the Nicoya coast south of Paquero, riding along the beach. Hope to make it to Montezuma tonight. Just a little more riding and I was in Montezuma, settled into my hostel and eating my well-deserved hamburger that was absolutely incredible. Watched the sun head down over the hills and enjoyed the vibe of the town. Montezuma seems to have a bit of a hippie vibe. Just like that, days 2, 3, and 4 were also in the books. Well over half of the ride completed. The 59-year-old body still felt good. Thanks for watching, and I'm excited to share the next 3 days.